I'm doing this just to kind of go back. We're going to go back a little bit. Um, been a long time, but this is where I kind of started my fight. I had to fight City Hall, and this was a mess, an absolute mess. So right now I am currently in New Bedford. In front of me to the left is the high school. It's the second largest high school in the state of Massachusetts. To the right of me is the middle school. So people go from the middle school directly over to the high school. Okay? And this whole area, I'm going to show you, is contaminated. And I mean contaminated. It's contaminated to the point that it's called what they call an imminent hazard, which means they have to fix it right now, right away. So let me flip this around and give you a little tour. Morning, Gail. Okay, that school right there. See how there's a hill? Well, a long time ago, this whole area was the dump, and they burned all the trash from the city, right? And a lot of the manufacturers that were in the city with the mills, the mill buildings, would come down here and take their chemicals and bring them to the dump. So what they do is they bury them. So over here, right where this hill is right there, they buried 55-gallon dumps that were full of chemicals that the bottoms were all rusted out of. And this school is built on pilings. So what they did is they drove, got to be over 1,000 pilings into the ground for the entire footprint of the school. So all the piles are there. And then there's school. So there's the ground that's contaminated. And then there's the school. So if you go underneath the door of the floor of the school and go down, you'll see dirt. Under that dirt, about this far, is a rubber mat. Under that rubber mat is soil that is so contaminated. It's, yeah. MJ, that's a good story. So this whole area was contaminated, in the mayor of the city wouldn't do anything to help me out with another issue. So I kind of took it upon myself to, try and fight the contamination in the mayor. And that's what I did. And I won. I wrote the EPA a letter. I wrote it to Lisa Jackson, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, Washington, D.C. And she freaking read it. And she came here and she gave my nonprofit group that I started, they gave us $7 million to clean up this whole entire area. But what you see is we didn't have to do much work on the middle school here. There was some work that we have to do, or we did. Behind the school, all the groundwater that comes up for underneath the school comes out the back here into this water. And the water, okay, the water is so dangerous, you can't touch it. That's that contaminated, right down in there. I'll show you if you can see the water. You see it up here, I think. Like all metal, but water, right here, turn on them. Like that chemical, and that's the tank. But this is the middle school. And there was some things like this area over here we tried to get rectified, but that'll never be fixed. That's always going to be glowing, we're calling it. EPA also has a problem because this is the skating rink that they have, and because of the the skating rink, but because the chemicals on the ground, they had to deal with it. So they tested everywhere, all around, and there's one spot right here. All right, this is how the EPA fixes stuff. Okay, you ready? This is the skating rink, and the land in front of me is Tetland rink. This is all, but the solar panels are actually off the ground because nothing can penetrate the ground. So this is what they that's how they rectify a contaminated area. So back to this, like if this parking lot that I'm in right now, if we dug underneath it, oh my, like you need a special permit just to dig here. It's not like anywhere else where you need, no problem. Here, oh no, you're not digging around here. All right, so this high school here was built in 1970. It's the second largest high school in the state, and that has major problems. Major. The mechanical room that's in the dead center, this is like a star, 6-pointed star kinda. And in the center, in the core of the whole place is the mechanical room. And what do you know, what's coming up from the mechanical room? You guessed it, contaminated gas, which is toxic, carcinogenic. I'll show you my spot. I have a favorite spot here. Real favorite spot. See that flagpole area? That flagpole area? Imagine this. That flagpole area. Imagine if there was a nuclear accident and the protective measures you would have to take in order to go clean up after that nuclear accident. Just think of that, the protective coating you have to wear, the suit, the lead-lined suit. That's what you need to dig at the flagpole, that suit. Mandatory. You have to wear that suit to dig there. It's that contaminated. All this soil here, if you dug under this here, it's all bad. Now, I'm going to take a right, but we're going to come back to this, because that right there is a major playing field. That's for like the Paw Sox, but that's a whole nother story in itself. This church can't be lived in ever. It's that contaminated. Ever. There used to be a street on the right-hand side over there. They took the street away. They bought all the houses and blocked it off because the soil was so contaminated. This is a playing field. This is beautiful. We spent, I think it was I want to say $3 million for this playing field, right? It's beautiful. See it with the track around it? Well, guess what? It can't be used in any way. You can't even use it. It's brand new. They just built it. Never used. There's never been a football game played there. So this is Rockdale Avenue. I'm going to bang a Yui, right? So you get a good look at it right here. All that area, we're going to go all the way down there. All down there, that other playing field, the second lower one, that's all contaminated too. Clean that all up. But, oh, MJ, wait till you see when I get down here, it gets even better. Oh, it gets so much better. So all the land to my right, contaminated. All the land in front of us, where the high school is, contaminated. The land on the left-hand side, all the way down, contaminated. Oh, we're almost in the middle. The flagpole is actually the hottest spot in the area. But we're almost in the ground zero of a nuclear bomb that went off, but it's all toxic, contaminated soil. The soil's got high levels of PCBs, arsenic, lead, dioxins, everything. So I'm taking a right. This is Walsh Field. This is a playing field, professional playing field that the city of New Bedford lets the like the paw sox play. But this field was all the soil, even this out here, was all dirty, all contaminated. So what did they do? The city, they did it themselves. Oh, that's all contaminated too, all the soil. You can't dig underneath there. Like St. Luke's, the hospital, back in the day, this is the dump. When they got new x-ray equipment, they brought the old stuff and buried it. They buried the old x-ray equipment around here. So you can actually find it with a Geiger counter. They just buried the I mean, there's no problems, right? So you're gonna like this stuff. Wait till I come up here. All right. This street right here. Starting at this street, we're gonna go up and left. And all these houses,
turn right on Maxfield Street.
All contaminated. But what did the EPA do? We sat down with them, right? Here's a house right here, another great house example, right there. So what did we do? We sat down with the Environmental Protection Agency, the DEP, the city, all in one table, one room, and we said, what are we going to do to fix this? EPA said there's only one way to fix it. So all around here, they excavated 3 feet down around every single house. They excavated and took all the contaminated soil away and put clean soil in its place. I'll show you an example of that. This house right here on the corner. See this house? Nice little house. They excavated all that soil away. They put a new chain link fence up. They gave the people new driveways. Okay? New shrubbery. This is all new. All this is new because they had to dig it and take it out of here. Residential house. Do you know the legal bullshit you gotta go through to have the EPA come on your land, your property, and dig out the soil? Oh yeah. Yeah. All right. So down here, this is all contaminated too. See this? This is West Lawn. You have EPA. This was all dirty. All this between it, where the kids play. EPA came in, they took all the soil out, put new soil back in, and new walkways to all the houses. They did the new water mains while they were there. But it's what $7 million will get you. Lots of land all cleaned up. Finally, to a livable point. So, yep. So that's it's still building. And you can see how this is all almost new. So, come back this way real quick. But I mean, this area it's vast. There's a lot of square footage. A lot of square footage. I have to go through my pictures, but I have a map that shows all the contaminated areas and all the spots that they tested. Like this is where the kids play, right? Contaminated, blowing. The ball fields where the kids play, contaminated. In the city, and no one did nothing about it. So I got mad at the mayor. So I called him out on it and held him responsible for doing nothing. And this is when YouTube first started, we'll say, back then. And I'd make these videos about the city and the contaminated soil and all the... I'd follow like all the trucks around and where they dump the soil, because you have to, once you take it, it has to be specifically put in a specific place. So, but like, the city didn't like me, we'll say. But I called them out, and everything that was an imminent hazard, all these fields. If they went and they found a level that was over, we made them take it out. Not even up for discussion. And I think the city eventually sued a company called Aerovox. I think they actually got a settlement for that to recoup some of the money because they were one of the people that they had found proof of their stuff. Like they found a barrel with a label on it. That church can't go in. Well, you can't live there. You can go in. These houses here on the left, right? There were houses on the right. Okay? And here's the kicker. This is what blows my mind. The houses that were on the right, these are my grand people live there. A friend of mine, John DeRocha, lived in one of these houses, and he died from the contamination.
Turn right on Summit Street.
And the city was fighting us and fighting us and fighting us. So we took the city to court. Okay, something to do with the handwritten notes type of stuff. Well, we took them to court and sued them. In the Karen Reed documents, they used that suit as a reference. I couldn't believe it. In one of the documents, I'll find it. It's DeRosa versus the city of New Bedford.
Turn left on Rockdale Avenue.
So it's kind of funny to see it come back. So the good I did at one point came back and is doing good for Karen's case. So, yeah, the mayors, well, the mayors down here are all kind of different. So I'm gonna head home and I'm gonna try and stream the Bradle hearing. So I'll cut this loose so I can properly drive home, and I can see if I can get that stream up for the trial. I'll see if I can stream it for you guys. In the meantime, I hope everyone's well. Talk to you later.